Welcome back, neighbors, to another Dare Days episode. We're going to be talking about the mechanics, ways that you can gain cards in Overdress. Hopefully these tips and tricks can help you guys out while you're trying to navigate through this very deep game that is Cardfight Vanguard Dare Days. First, we'll take a look at here. We have some deck lists lined up that I've been prepared with. I can see there's a deck list menu that you can get into. First, we'll get back into the menu section. So you have the story mode that you can play. You have a fight mode that you can fight against a CPU, which you can gain VP for. Vanguard points allows you to gain more points for how many cool actions or interactions that you've done. I've not been able to list. I won't be able to have a list for you for how much you've done. I'll let you guys figure that for yourselves. One thing for sure, there is the mechanic of final turn in this game. You'll need to figure out how to find it and access it, so that's entirely up to you. So we have the shop system where you can pick up cards and purchase, and all of them right now are up until, I think, Lyrical Set 2, Set 5 of the main series set of Overdress, Lyrical Set 2, which we have the Grade 4 Kyrie, then we also have Festival Collection 2, and then we also have the PRs, which does include the PRs from the Overdress series, and one of the coolest ones that I will recommend you to play with and pick up. We have access to Shelling Cannon. We have also access to some of the Blaster Ride line, and we also have access to the Graham Grace, which is the promo card that's going to be coming up in some of the future sets, so we'll be able to play it in TCG. And we also have Elementaria Sanctorum. You're asking, hey, do I need to actually pay physical money to play these decks and stuff? Not really. You don't have to use physical money for it. So you do need to pay for access to the game. So playing it on Steam or playing it via your Nintendo shop allows you to buy this game and play it. But getting the cards and everything else is relatively easy and inexpensive. It only costs your time. Your boy has been playing this game for close to 70 hours. Not bored of it yet. I didn't end up losing a bit of my memory, so I was able to, even though I lost all that memory, was able to get all this stuff back again with the help of some of my friends. We were able to grind out some of this, and they were able to help me out with this a whole lot. One thing I will tell you to avoid, though, is avoid the promo packs, the nation packs, which does give you access to the specific nation that is in this region, because it doesn't really help you much, and it also costs you 1,200 to pick it up. So I do recommend, so if there's like particular cards that you want in a set, say for example I want Gravidia, right? Gravidia, and I want all archetype cards that are around Gravidia. Mostly if you find a boss unit that you really like and resonates with you, most of the cards are in that main set, and then you try to Google or look around to see if you can see any content creators who will explain to you, well, hey, I want to play Gravidia. What other sets will I need to look up and pick up? I'm probably going to try to do that in future videos when I do deck profiles or deck constructions or deck breakdowns, where if you're playing in Dare Days, what the sets you want to focus on, and you're just going to try to pull as much as possible. I do recommend getting you around close to 15,000 to 20,000 VP, which gives you around like 80 to 90 packs ish, which should be a really decent buttload. And any of those packs that you get over the ratio of 4, which is very important, which allows you to use your CP, your creation points, and allow you to create the card of your choosing. So say, for example, I want to create Greedon, I can use my CP, my creation points, to craft one of him, and then every subsequent version of him, except for like SPs and stuff, gets reduced. So if I want to make one triple rare, it's 800. If I want to make any other following triple rares, it's going to be 400 a piece for them. So that's kind of nice, right? It gives you a way of being able to play this game. 1,600 in total for 4 copies of your triple rare is not bad in terms of CP, because you get a whole bunch of packs, and all those packs are converted into CP. The higher rarity of the card gets you higher CP. So cards like over triggers, cards like very, very important triple rares that you need for your archetype. So if you had more copies of Greedon, for example, more copies of Expecta, or if you're playing in a different set, let's see if we go to Awakening Chakrabati here, and if we have more copies of Esperidia or Seraph, you get more out of it, which is very important, which is very, very, very good. Higher the triple rares, higher the value, the more important necessity that it is. Because, yeah, it's very difficult to come by some of the cards without having to pull for them. But it doesn't take you too long. You can build within, I think, 30 hours, 40 hours. You could build a relatively competent deck. It's very inexpensive. It only costs you a little bit of your time. And it is a whole lot of fun. The rank ladder right now, I will say, there are some kinks in it at the moment. I'm not going to lie to you. There are some kinks you need to be worked out. But it's super fun. I still think this game is super fun. You can play with your friends, you can play with family members, you can play it on the go if you have it on Switch, or you can play it behind your PC if you have some free time left over, and get some games in. Super fun. The story is very engaging, and you also get to unlock cards from the story mode as well. They give you, like, at some of the fights, they give you 2 cards or so of card collection, random stuff within the nation that they're playing, or from decks that they play themselves. With more things that we could talk about within this shop function, there is also you being able to buy a deck. Currently, they're all sold out. Obviously, they'll be adding more decks later on in the series that you can pick up and buy. There's also a sleeve function, which is mostly cosmetic. You can pick up some of the sleeves using some of your VP to do so. Here we go. From different nation bosses that you like. Hey, we got some Bastion sleeves, some Seraph Snow, some Nirvana, Expecta. Really, really nice. Ooh, Orpheus Rodriguez. One of the newer grade 3s from the Clan Festival Collection, Volume 2. Some Lyrical Monasterio support here. Then you also have the playmat function, which is the play area that you can kind of look at, you know, and while you're playing the game, you have something to look at. And of course, these are things that can be updated and added later on. Then some extra other features. There is the Fighter's Note, which does allow you to change your rank fighter that you're playing with. So we have access to most of the overdressed casts. We have Masanori, Best Boy, and we have Megumi, Toya, Danji, Yu, Mean Girl, Yuki. Then we have Zakusa, Mirei, and most of the other casts of the main series sets. My favorite one that I like to use is Tatsuki, because, like, listen to that voice. He sounds so cool, doesn't it? So I tend to use him as my default fight skin. I don't know who is your favorite default fight skin. Leave that in the comment section below. Then you can always change your nickname here. Where you're known at, and then there's also your playmat that you can always change as well. There's also your achievements that you have. You can have them as a banner. I tend to always have something like here, like this, you know? Then there's always the collection of cards that you already own. You can always take a look at your sleeves, an overview of the things that you own, and the things that you can craft. You can craft a premium version of that card, which costs some CP for it. But, you know, if you're good for it, you're going to be fine. And sleeves, and then characters. And then gives you an overview of the characters you have so far. And these are currently all the characters that are in the game. Then, of course, there's the option menu, which allows you to change the music settings, the languages that's in. So you can have it in Japanese and English. Those are the only two that you have. There is no change in voice acting. The voice acting is in Japanese still, though. If that's a bad or a good thing, that's entirely up to you to decide. You can always change the brightness, display how to set it up, this, etc. Make a deck public online if you want to. You can always turn this off or on, so that if you're playing the ranked game, you don't expose your deck to anyone. Say, for example, you're playtesting and practicing for a tournament. When we do get some of the newer cards and we're kind of more or less caught up to the TCG, gives you a way of being able to kind of keep any secret tech you might be rocking with. You're like, no information. Because then, of course, you know, you have a lot of people who are probably net decking the same deck that you're playing with. You might want to keep some information away from them. Alright, there we go. Then there's always a tutorial section showing you how to fight. There's then the fight section. Let's head into there. Then I can show you some really cool interactions and stuff. There's the ranking system, which I made a previous video talking about the rank ladder and the decks that are being represented on the rank ladder. Some people are already covering the decks and stuff already. So then there's Lyrical here, playing some of the grade 3 Kyrie support. And then some of the other players here as well are covering some of the decks. Some of them don't really care. It doesn't really matter to them. Then we have the fighters log. The fighters that you fought against already. Then there's a CPU fight. I want to actually take a look for a second here. Oh, then you could also take a look at a deck that you also fought against. That's actually really cool. That's super cool. You can be like, oh, okay. You can kind of study the deck a little bit, see if you kind of like what they're rocking with. If you don't like what they're rocking with, you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna move on to something else, you know? And then there's a CPU fight, which allows you to fight against any of the bosses, depending on whatever setting or default fight mode you want to. Then you can fight against players all around the world. You can pick your deck and choose it, log it in, confirm it, and you're ready to go. So, with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If there's anything that I've missed, not explained, or touched upon, leave that in the comment section below, okay? Be awesome, stay awesome, have a wonderful day. Thank you all for tuning in and stopping on, boy. It has been your boy JJ, and until next time, take care.